Hello, and welcome to the first of the Scott Joplin Foundation's monthly Syncopated Saturday Nights. My name is Brian Wright, and I'm very pleased and honored to be the incoming artistic director for the Scott Joplin Festival. And as such, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to this evening's program and all those to come. The goal here is to bring you two pianists on each concert, musicians who specialize in ragtime and related music, and bring them to you in your own home. So whether you're watching us on a computer, on your TV, tablet, phone, whatever, welcome. We hope you'll enjoy the music. One of the purposes of these concerts is not only to entertain and inform you, but also to raise a little money for the musicians who are struggling during these difficult times. So if you're enjoying the music this evening, we hope you'll head over to the Scott Joplin Foundation's website, www.scottjoplin.org, and submit a donation. Any amount is fine, whatever you feel comfortable with. The money collected will all go to the performers to help them out. Links will also appear on your screen throughout the program tonight, so if you forget that link, scottjoplin.org, just look at your screen. Okay, first up, we're going to take you to St. Louis for a remarkable pianist who specializes in blues, boogie-woogie, barrel house, and other related styles. His name is Ethan Leinwald. Ethan hails originally from Connecticut, but he has lived and performed also in New York and in New Orleans. For the last 6 years, he's been living in St. Louis, where he plays in bands like Miss Jubilee and the Yas Yas Boys, the Bottle Snakes, and the St. Louis Steady Grinders. He's a remarkable solo pianist as well. I hope you'll enjoy Ethan Leinwald. We take you now to St. Louis.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Ethan Leinwald. Welcome to my living room here in St. Louis, Missouri. Very honored to kick things off. The Syncopated Saturday Nights brought to you by the Scott Joplin Foundation. After me will be Richard Dowling, so I'm sure you'll be sticking around for that. I'm going to start things off rather appropriately with the St. Louis Rag, Tom Turpin's great rag from 1903. Turpin's The St. Louis Rag. Okay, now I'm going to play a tune for you guys. It's called the Suitcase Blues, and it was originally recorded by Herschel Thomas in 1925. And at this time, Herschel Thomas was a 19-year-old kid born in Houston, hanging around New Orleans, and eventually moved up to Chicago, and all in a very short time. So his older brother was George Thomas, who was a composer and publisher, hanging around with Clarence Williams and others. So this was an insider dude, this Herschel Thomas. It was a real hotshot. And his style combined sort of the early blues styles of the teens with the emerging barrel house blues styles that were happening around. So in this song you hear moves that were happening in Texas and in the deep South. And so to me, that's what the Suitcase is. It's just all the moves from all around. So this is really a quintessential barrel house blues number. It's the Suitcase Blues, 1925. The Suitcase Blues by Herschel Thomas. Alright, now I'm going to play for you a rag that I really enjoy. It's called Blame It on the Blues by Chaz Cook. It's a rag from 1914. It's got a lot of blues inflection that I really like about it. So here it is. Blame It on the Blues. Well, now I'm going to play for you a piece that has its origins in the Deep South in the early 20s. It's a tune called the 44 Blues. It was a train imitation, sort of instrumental number that a group of pianists, young pianists, like teenagers, they came up with in those days, and it was sort of their sort of local tune. And 44s was a local train that ran from Vicksburg to Belzoni. And so I'm going to do a version that's sort of a mashup of a few guys, but it has some quintessential barrel house moves, like hit notes as fast as you can, and then an important element is these sort of rolls, and you heard a little bit of that in Suitcase Blues, but here's probably where that came from. This is 44 Blues, as played by Little Brother Montgomery, Pork Chop Lee Green, and Roosevelt Sykes, and many, many others. if that song was what you would play in the Deep South, sort of prove that you knew what was going on down in Texas, in East Texas particular, there was a style of piano, and what song they all played was the Cows, and I'm going to play sort of Cows. A lot of guys recorded it. It's a great blues with a wonderful ragtime feel. Here's the Cows, sort of in the style of Black Boy Shine. All right, some Texas Barrel House and the Cows, just good earthy blues. That's what I like about it. Well, for my final piece, I'm going to play a tune by the great Cow Davenport, one of the early practitioners of barrel house blues, and really probably before any of it had a title, so and a genre. So it was all together with him. And one of his most important pieces was the Cow Blues. Went on to be the Mess Around. Existed before him and after him, but he really popularized it and made it an important staple in the boogie woogie community. As soon as it was released, it was a hit. I want to thank the Scott Joplin Foundation for having me. I really appreciate it, and thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you all when it's safe. Here's the Cow Blues, 1929.
thank you, Ethan, for a terrific performance. I hope all of you enjoyed that as much as I did. In just a few moments, we'll head to New York and hear some classic rags of Scott Joplin as played by Richard Dowling. But first, let me take a moment to remind you that you're watching Syncopated Saturday Night, brought to you by the Scott Joplin Foundation for the benefit of the musicians you are seeing in tonight's program. If you're enjoying the music, we encourage you to head over to the Scott Joplin Foundation's website, www.scottjoplin.org, and make a little donation, whatever you're comfortable with, a few bucks. It'll help out the musicians, help out the foundation, and enable us to continue bringing you more programs like this one. Before we head up to New York, it was suggested that I might play you a piece. So I'm going to play you one that I've been listening to and playing a lot recently, Scott Joplin and Louis Chauvin's Heliotrope Bouquet, an excellent example of the gentler side of St. Louis ragtime in the first decade of the 20th century. Here is Heliotrope Bouquet. Next up, we're pleased to take you to New York City and one of the truly remarkable pianists specializing in ragtime today, the amazing Richard Dowling. Several years ago, I had the honor of working with Richard on a series of recordings of the complete music of Scott Joplin, which we're very proud to have received a Grammy nomination. And you can find that online if you search for it, Richard Dowling, the complete piano works of Scott Joplin. But Richard is now going to play a number of Joplin rags and maybe some others from his home in New York. So take it away, Richard, and New York City.
Greetings from New York City, the Big Apple. I'm Richard Dowling, and I'm so happy to have been invited by the Scott Joplin International Ragtime Foundation to perform for you. I'd like to start with a delightful work by Artie Matthews, his Pastime Rag No. 3. I first appeared at the Scott Joplin Festival in June 2007. At one of the evening concerts at the Liberty Center, I performed Graceful Ghost Rag, and it was quite a special experience. Since then, it's become one of the pieces I'm most often asked to play. So by special request, here it is, Graceful Ghost Rag by William Bolcom. On April 1st, 2017, I had the privilege of performing the complete piano works of Scott Joplin here in New York at Carnegie Hall. I'd like to play his Elite Syncopations, a classic Joplin rag. One of the most beloved contemporary rags is Roberto Clemente by David Thomas Roberts. It's especially expressive and lyrical. In addition to Ragtime, Scott Joplin also composed several marches and waltzes, including this magnificent concert waltz entitled Bethina. now for a piece of pianistic pyrotechnics, a dazzling work by Zez Confrey called Dizzy Fingers.
Again, amazing as always. Thank you so much, Richard, for sharing those beautiful pieces with us this evening. I know Kiki enjoyed that as well. And I guess the game is out. Yes, I'm at home, and I don't have my socks on, but you don't need socks to listen to Ragtime. I hope you have enjoyed this evening's presentation of Syncopated Saturday Night, brought to you by the Scott Joplin Foundation. Again, if you haven't done so already, we hope that you will head on over to the Scott Joplin Foundation's website, www.scottjoplin.org, and leave a little contribution for the musicians involved in tonight's program. They will appreciate it. The Scott Joplin Foundation appreciates it, and I do too. In the meantime, I guess that's all we have for you this evening. We hope to see you back here next month for another Syncopated Saturday Night program. Just watch your email for an announcement of who the performers will be, and make plans to tune in. Until then, we hope you all stay well and safe. We hope to see you again soon. And we hope to welcome you back to Sedalia next summer for the Scott Joplin Ragtime Foundation's annual Scott Joplin Festival. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.